I'm an educator, I'm a counselor. And just to give you a little bit of background about myself, I am the Associate University Chaplain at Brown University. For those who don't know, Brown University, it is a private school, Ivy League institution in Providence, Rhode Island. And I'll be honest with you, I never thought that I would be at a place like this. And I share this because I'm from the inner city of Chicago, South Side, born and raised, went to Chicago Public High School. And so no one ever told me that a young Black boy growing up on the South Side of Chicago could end up at a place like this. And so it wasn't until I actually moved around and got out of my space when I saw people who looked like me at these places and institutions. And this is why I'm so excited that you all are here on this call today, because Get Schooled is a great place to learn all this stuff, to get the ins and outs. I wish I had a Get Schooled program when I was going through my matriculation, when I was applying to colleges, because no one ever told me. So I'm so excited to be with you all today. I do a lot of counseling, and in addition to my full-time job, I do a lot of work with admissions. I do a lot of recruitment. I also review essays for applications. And so I know what colleges look for when they are looking for students. It's competitive. And so I'm all about sharing your narrative. What makes you different? What makes you unique? What makes you special? What makes you different from the next person? And so I help with essays. And so I was so excited when the Get Schooled team asked me to be part of this program and with this lunch. So I'm excited to be here today. I'll share a little bit more about my story. I went to Columbia College, Chicago, while I majored in public relations. I moved to LA. I did some work at Youth Build USA. I was a grant writer, a counselor, and I'm getting my master's from Pepperdine. And I ended up graduating, relocating to Atlanta, Georgia, and getting my degree, my master's degree from Emory University. So I'm so excited to be here with you all. If you have any questions throughout the duration of this program, it won't be too long, please feel free to drop it in the chat. I'm going to pass it over to a good friend of mine, Ms. Jackie Ivy, who is a senior program manager at Get Schooled, and she's going to share with you a brief PowerPoint presentation, and we're going to take from there. So hold tight. We got a great program for you today. Jackie.
All right. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction, Jermaine. And thank you so much for everybody attending Get Schooled After School. I am Jackie with Get Schooled, Senior Program Manager, and I am so thrilled to chat with you all today about what these webinars are going to be about. So let's get into it. The first thing, starting this Wednesday, FAFSA, the number one most important thing you need to do to maximize your money for college. If you need free money for college, you need to fill out the FAFSA, and we're going to walk you through just how to do that. So this Wednesday, October 7th, 4 p.m., join us on Zoom so you can learn how to get the most money for college. You're going to understand all the documents that you need in order to complete your FAFSA form, and you're also going to learn critical information about the California DREAM Act so that you can tap into other financial aid resources to help you put your best foot forward when you're ready to go off to college. Now, if you join us on October 14th, we're going to switch up gears just a little bit. So for those of you who are trying to figure out, okay, I'm going to school, but I also want to work as well, or I plan to go and work full time after graduation, we got you covered. We're going to sit down one-on-one with Dahlia Rosales, who's going to give us all the tips we need to be a great employee. And what does that mean? It means resume 101 tip, y'all. So we're sitting down with the HR manager. She's gonna walk us through all the key pieces you need to know to build your first resume. And she's also gonna give us expert advice on here's how to rock your resume and here's how to rock your interview. So you don't wanna miss this. And what I love about it is that after this session, we'll make sure that you get a free resume template to download. So we are golden, okay? And then when you join us on Wednesday, October 21st, we're talking all things virtual civic action and volunteerism. It is so important to give back to your community, but it also helps you as well. So if you come to this session on October 21st at 4 p.m., you're going to learn the many ways to get involved in your community, but you're also going to learn how volunteerism can help you pay for college. So definitely join us on October 21st as well. Then October 28th, Honestly, one of my favorite sessions. This is all about getting college application ready. So we're discussing all things college apps, essays, and lists. So when you come and join this session, we're going to be sitting down with a college admissions advisor, and she's going to give us all of her tips of what she looks for when she's trying to find the right people for her program. In addition to that, you're going to receive tons of really great advice on how to structure your college essay. So if you're like, oh, I'm not quite sure what I should write for my college essay, don't worry about it. Just show up here Wednesday, October 28th at 4 p.m., and we're going to walk you through all of that. And then at the end of the session, you will absolutely receive additional more free materials, which would be a college plan, a checklist builder, and a college essay guide so that you have all the tools that you need to go ahead and get that college application looking right. From there, we're going to close out our webinar series on November 4th with scholarships, scholarships, scholarships. As you know, there are tons of ways to fund your education for college, and we're going to make sure that you know how. So this time, you'll be able to sit down with someone who can give you all the tips on how do you complete a scholarship application? How do we make this process easier? So definitely come to this session so that you can learn how to get as many scholarships as possible for college, and then you'll also receive a free college scholarship guide in return. Now, we at Get School, we are here to help you get to college, find that first job, and be successful at both. But we also like to have a little fun. So just for you showing up, we are doing giveaways. So if you show up to these webinars starting Wednesday, it will be a chance for you to win $50 Visa gift cards at every single workshop. And it's super easy to do. All you have to do is show up to the workshop, participate, whether that be, hey, I'm here looking forward to learning more, or asking a question, and then you're automatically going to be entered to win. Easy peasy. So now I'm gonna kick it back over to Jermaine, and he's gonna show you how you can enter to win for our next giveaway. Jermaine?
Thank you. Jackie, we have a question in the chat. Someone wants to know, will these links be sent out to all the groups of the people that's attending now?
Absolutely. After our session is done, we'll make sure we get that out to you via email and via text. So all of this will be available also on getschooled.com on our Get Schooled After School page.
Thank you. So we got a little bit of time, and Jackie said I could take a little bit of a privilege and share a little bit about my own story. So like I said, I grew up south side of Chicago. Even though I graduated from Columbia, I initially attended a school called University of Illinois Chicago. It was a good school, but it wasn't a good fit for me, right? And why do I say that? Because they didn't have my major. I knew I wanted to do some type of broadcast journalism, and they just didn't have it. And I chose the school because it was affordable and it was in-state. And I wish someone would have told me, listen, every school is not for everybody. One thing about being in California, you all are blessed to have so many schools. You got the UCs, you got the Cal States, you got the private institutions, so many schools, some of the best institutions in the country, right? But all of them are unique and different. So you have to make sure that you go to a place that has your major and has what you may want to end up studying. And so for me, no one told me that. I chose my school because it was affordable, and I spent literally 6 years at that one institution trying to make something fit, and it wasn't. And overall, it took me about 8 years to graduate undergrad. Right? So I had to learn via trial and error. I took out a lot of student loans. If you all see how much student loans that I have, you all would be like, are you serious? My student loan amount of debt that I have is amount of a mortgage. I could buy a house, right? And so no one ever told me, right? And so I wasn't up and applying for scholarships, or I didn't think that I was smart enough to get scholarships. And so I never had anybody pushing me to go and apply. But let me tell you something. Everyone has a different story. Everyone is special. And you never know, your story could capture the reader, and they'll be the ones to give you the money that you need to go to college. And so I don't care if you think that the schools that you want to go to are a REIT school, or you say, oh, I'll never get into that school. You'll be surprised. And you'll be surprised, actually, some of the private schools have more money than some public institutions, right? So never feel as if a school is out of your league. If it's somewhere you want to go, don't be afraid to go out of state. Don't be afraid to go somewhere else. Don't be afraid to go to a different part of the country. And so I would encourage you all, take advantage of the resources that you have with your counselors, with this Get School After School event. It's an amazing program. I'm so excited that they're coming together and creating something that is so useful, and not just giving you the academic side, but also the real skills, the resume writing. That's an amazing thing. You're never too young to have a resume. I think I had my first resume when I was 16. And I didn't really have a job, but I had my volunteer experience. And that's resume that I had. I would retweak it and retweak it once I got a job. And I still use that resume to this day. And so those foundational skills that I learned back in the day are the reason why I'm here right now in my position. I want to say, like I said, coming from a place where I had to take out student loans, I don't want any student nowadays going into debt. Right there is a school, and I guarantee you, if you have a high GPA, even if you don't have the highest GPA, there are scholarship opportunities, and there are ways to get money. There is money out there that goes not even utilized. So I want to encourage you all to take advantage of your resources. They have some amazing panels. They have some great people coming, and I want you to really be a part and immerse yourself into what we're doing for these next few weeks. Be open. There's no such thing as a dumb question. If you have a question, please feel free to ask it. If you have any questions for me, this is what I do. I help students get into school. I read essays. I know what they're looking for. I worked in graduate admissions. I worked in admissions before. So I know what colleges are looking for. And everyone is different. Every school is different. But don't be afraid to share your story and share your narrative. Because like I say, your narrative is going to help you get into the school of your choice. So what's next, right? So we had this launch event today. Well, Jack had already talked about it. Our first session is next Wednesday. And so, like I said, we're giving away $50 gift cards, a Visa gift card. Who can use free money? I know I could use $50. So just come, show up. And then you can get a chance to enter to win and get a $50 gift card. And be open to ask questions. If you have questions about financial aid, you don't know what you don't know, right? There's no such thing as a dumb question. Feel free to ask. What are you looking for? What are they looking for? What should I be doing at this stage? Well, right now, if you're a senior, you should definitely be looking at schools. You should know what schools that you should be applying to, and you should be working on your essays. And so if you feel like you're behind, you feel like you're overwhelmed, that's okay. We can do that. We can help you with that. Yes, free is the best price to pay. I see you, Tommy. That is so true. So yes, we're so excited to launch today. We're so excited that we have over 39 participants, 37 attendees. This is great. We're so excited for the turnout. We're so excited. We hear you, we see you, and we're just happy for you. And we're happy. I'm happy for your future. This is just the beginning. Yes, education can be expensive. It doesn't have to be, but I do believe that education, and not just college education, but training, and also working in like sustainable employment, will definitely open doors and help you live a better life. My goal is the reason why I mentor so many students, so many high school students and college students, is because I didn't have this growing up, and I tried to be the mentor that I didn't have. So you all won't make the same mistakes that I have. So you all won't have over $150,000 worth of student loans, right? So I try to be the person that I didn't have. And so once you get this information, right, once you go to these webinars, once you go to these seminars, take that information. If there's a student who's not on this call, if there's a friend of yours who needs to be on this call, who needs to hear what the panelists have to say, please share this information with them. Please share this information, because sharing is caring. So please recommend this to all of your friends because it's extremely important. And once you have this knowledge, man, it's definitely going to help take you to the next level. So if you have any questions, you can visit getschool.com, or you can text us 335577 for more information. Does anybody have any questions? And like I said, we still have time. Does anybody have any questions? Jackie, may my friends still join even if they haven't signed up yet?
Absolutely. Get Schooled is here for you guys. So if you have not joined us yet, that's okay. Send them the RSVP link. They can text RSVP to 335577, or they can head directly to getschooled.com and sign up. It is free. All of the resources we are providing are here. We're here for you. So these materials, these webinars are absolutely for you. You can join at any time. So whether you want to come to Wednesday's webinar, which we hope you do, or whether you feel like, hey, I really like the webinar that's happening on the 14th, I'm gonna jump in on that one. Welcome, everyone is welcome. We're here for you. We wanna make sure that you succeed. So yes, tell everybody, tell your friends of your friends. We would love to have you, the more the merrier.
Question. So I think I could possibly answer this, and Jackie can chime in. Does the earlier we submit FAFSA, the more money we get? I always say submit FAFSA as soon as possible. Because what happens is, especially submit as soon as possible and also apply to schools as soon as possible. The earlier, the better. Because when it comes to certain institutions, they often have more money in the earlier stages, and they go by your expected family contribution. We call it an EFC. And so depending on what your expected family contribution is, if it's zero, more than likely you are going to get a very a decent financial aid package when it comes to grants. And so, but once the grant money runs out, then it's a wrap. So, but the earlier the apply, the better chance of getting those grants and having a robust financial aid package. Thank you, Yvonne, for your question. Earl says, until how long will these sessions go on? How long are usually the sessions? And I know that some people are speaking like individually, and some we might have a panelist. So I know they may go a little bit longer depending on the session. Jackie may want to answer that. Jackie, how long?
Absolutely. So each session will be 30 to 45 minutes max. So just join us every Wednesday, starting this Wednesday and ending on November 4th. Join us from 4 to 4:30, 4:45-ish, depending on the content. But we will not hold you any longer than an hour, even though our information is really good and you want to stay until the end. But 30 to 45 minutes will be the typical runtime for all of our workshops.
Thank you, Jackie. Tommy, I see you. Do you have to apply every year during college for FAFSA? I think you're talking about FAFSA, and yes, you do. And so for those, if you don't know anything about the FAFSA, FAFSA usually goes by your parents' taxes situations and your taxes for the previous year. And so this is how they go by, unless you are an independent student or have independent status. They go by your parents' tax information. And so with every year you do your taxes, and every year you submit your FAFSA, and that determines your expected family contribution. And then that determines how much grants you'll get. So just know that your financial aid package could change every year, unless you get like a full scholarship, or a scholarship that says you get the certain amount of money for 4 years. Are there schools for rapping or singing? So here's the thing. So I want y'all to, I'm going to do a pub because I'm the MC. I want you all to look up a school if you are interested in the arts or entertainment industry. So let me tell you, one of the reasons why I went to my school, like I said, because I wanted to go into like broadcasting journalism. So I went to Columbia College, Chicago. And so there are several entertainment, media, music-based schools that you can attend that focus on art and the arts. And so, like I said, every school is different, and you have to know that what schools are looking for. So I'm gonna pub my school, but there's also many more schools. And just Google. Yes, there are some schools that focus on creative and performance arts. There are schools that focus on sciences and engineering, right? But I'm gonna put, if you're interested in arts, entertainment, and media management, look up Columbia College, Chicago. So I'm gonna pub that. Also, what about medical school? So, what about medical school? After you graduate college, and if you're interested in applying to medical school, usually this is something that they have different tracks in undergrad. So if you know you want to do medical school, you'll be on a pre-med track, usually focus in biology or chemistry or some type of the sciences. And so each school has a track. They know what the courses are that you need to get into medical school. So you start early. And if you know you want to be a doctor, go ahead and start taking those courses, in moderation, and make sure that you're checking those things off. And then what happens is probably around your sophomore or junior year, you will study for a test called the MCAT. And this is what a lot of my current students are doing now. They're studying for the MCAT, and they are, this is a test that you take, and everyone has to take it to get into med school. So yes, so there are different professional programs that you can apply to after graduating from college, and medical school is one. Can you change your major? Yes, you can. So here's the thing. There's research that says you change, your body changes, you change every 7 years. So a 14, 15-year-old is totally different from someone, well, I'm sorry, let me take this back. A 21 or 22-year-old may be totally different from someone who was 14, 15, right? And you may think you want to do something, and then you go into college and realize, I want to do this, but then you start taking courses, and then you're like, this is not what I want to do. You can definitely change your major. However, there may be some consequences, because you may have to start over, or you may have to take some more courses, or what we call prerequisites. But I always say, do something that you're called, do something that you love, that you're passionate about. So was it best for me to change my major? Absolutely. It was best for me to change schools. I don't care if I did spend 5 years at an institution, but they did not have my major, and I went to school that had my major, and I got out and I loved the work that I did. So yes, it's okay to change your major. It's okay to change college if it's not a good fit. I'm looking at, are there fee waivers for applying to schools, Cal States? I'm gonna let, that's probably gonna come up in the applications fees, because I can't remember about the UC specifically. Jackie may wanna chime in with that.
Sure, definitely join us for our FAFSA workshop, where some of that information will be provided. But the long story short is, yes, there are fee waivers, and we can provide that information for you on how you go about getting one. So we got you covered.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is entrepreneurship something you can major? Yes, it is. It's a part of the business school or business track. So there are a lot of undergraduate business majors. And in some of those majors, there's entrepreneurship focus. Again, every school is different. So you have to go and see what schools offer entrepreneurship in the business program for undergraduates. But yes, that's something you can definitely do. Is community college, is it better going to community college than transfer? Okay, so here's the thing. I think I have mad love for community colleges. I do. Sometimes community colleges have programs that some institutions just don't have. There are certain programs that if you know for a fact that, like for example, I know that if you want to become a mortician, someone who works in a funeral home, now this is a viable career track for some people, and some people want to do this. You don't need a 4-year degree to do that. They have community colleges that actually specialize in those programs. And so I'm not going to say one is better than the other. Again, they're different, and depending on who you are, depending on where you're coming from, depending on where you're trying to go, it may be better for you to go to a community college. I will say this: sometimes people say, "Oh, I'm going to go to community college to save some money," and that's valid and fair. Here's the thing: if you can go to a university and not pay, or pay the same amount of money that you would pay for a community college, I would say go to the university. That's just my personal opinion. Some people may advise differently, but I don't think there's one wrong. One is better than the other. I just know that they're different. So when I left my institution, UIC, I went to community college. I went to community college for a semester to, one, build up my GPA, but to take the courses that I needed to transfer, because a lot of these courses you're going to have to take regardless. So you're going to have to take a science course. You're going to have to take probably a foreign language. You're probably going to have to take a humanities course or social sciences. So you're going to have to take history. And all these courses, history doesn't change. History does not change. So the same history that you took, U.S. history you took in high school, is going to be the same history course you're going to take in college. Newsflash, you're just going to have to write a little bit more, but it's the same. So if you got to take a prerequisite, sometimes you may want to go take it at a community college. But I know it's different for everyone, and we're probably going to talk about that, the different tracks that you can take in our sessions. Can we take 2 majors? That is possible. You can double major. I even have some students here at Brown that are triple majoring something. Many times the prerequisites are the same. So for example, someone may be a bio major and a chemistry major because some of the same courses transfer over. Or I know people who are, totally different. That one wants to do, they're pre-med and they do the science track, but they're also artists. They love to sing or they love to act. So they may be a pre-med and a theater major. So yes, you can definitely take two majors at the same time. I'm so glad that this program does inspire you. So I'm glad that you all are here. And this is why we're here, because of you. I tell this to my students all the time. I'm here because of you. So I'm here to help you get to where you want to get to in life. What should be right in our resume? We're going to go over that in the workshops, with the basic information, your name, the jobs that you had, the timelines, the city. So it's some basic stuff that you should have a part of your resume, and we will definitely talk about that. We will be all day talking about that on this call, but we'll definitely talk about that, Kiara, during our webinar. What else? You're welcome to. So for music, what major is that? So for music, what major is that? It's a music major. You can be a music major. Again, like I said, I'm an advocate for the arts. I'm an artist myself. And so I did theater. I'm a spoken word artist. I sing a little bit too. But you definitely can major in music if that's something that you want to do. And so, like, one thing I liked about my school, everybody was artists. They were creative. And so I don't know if y'all know Jeremiah. Jeremiah actually went to Columbia. And so his first song that he created actually came from a person he was in class with at my school. So you have to be at the right place that's going to foster your creativity. So let's see. You want to focus on your career and careers. So here's the thing. Every school, every program have different prerequisites for their majors. So I'm going to talk about my experiences that I've seen. So at UIC, I was a public institution. You had to take certain requirements. You had to take a math requirement. You had to take a calculus requirement. And that was just across the board if you were a liberal arts and science major. So there are certain courses you have to take, and that just depends. Now, there are some schools that are a little bit more generous. So like Brown has this thing called an open curriculum. What does it mean? That there are no you don't have to take certain courses. You can kind of choose whatever you want. And as long as you get the courses, you have your degree. We even have independent concentrated. You can create your own major if we don't have what you're looking for. And so that's just, again, when you're looking at schools, when you're researching, so go to the website. Like all this information, like if you go to the website, Google entrepreneurship programs and see what the prerequisites are. And they will tell you what classes you have to take. And if it's a class that you don't want to take, or if it's something that you're not necessarily interested in, you may want to find another program or challenge yourself to say, listen, I can do this. This is the degree that I want. I'm going to focus. I'm going to study. I'm going to get in tutoring. I'm going to do whatever I can to pass that class. I'm not a math person, but I had to take math. I had to take stats. So, but guess what? You can do it. So don't shy away from something because it's hard or you think it's complicated. There's support out there on all levels. What are your chances of getting into Brown? So here's the thing. That's such a hard question to answer. I don't think that you should be deterred from applying because of the name. However, they do look for high achievers, right? So, and all of our statistics are on our website. Go to brown.edu. Look at the incoming class. And so, like I'll tell people all the time, out of 100 applicants, we accept 7, right? We are one of the most selective Ivy League institutions because we don't have a lot of spots. So in many ways, it's easier to get into Harvard because they have more spots, and Yale than there's Brown because we don't have a large undergraduate student body. But here's the thing. I tell people, some people are like, oh, I'm not going to apply. I'm not going to get in. Yeah, but what if you're one of those 7 people? Right? What if you're one of those 7 people? Then So I would say apply. Never get discouraged. Never say, oh, I don't think my SAT is high enough. And you can kind of look to see where the ranges are. But even if your score falls a little bit under the range, apply anyway. Because we really do look at students holistically, and we realize that a test score is just one facet of it. You might have work experience, you may have volunteer experience, and so always apply. And if you have any questions specifically, you can find me on Brown's website and send me an email. My name is, you can find me on Brown's website, and I'll be more than willing to look at your stuff, look at your application. I'm interested in journalism, international relations. Could this information be useful for transfers? I think this program is useful in general as a foundation, right? And so this is not just for pre-college, but it's also your first year, right? And if you're interested in like picking a major and things like that, this program could definitely be useful. So if you want to do journalism, international relations, I would definitely start Googling schools that has a strong international relations or a study abroad or a journalism program. I have to rep my school, Pepperdine. Oftentimes we go unnoticed because we're always in a competition with the UCs and the Cal States. But Pepperdine has a strong study abroad program, and we also have a decent journalism program. So I would definitely look into something like that. Yeah. Yes. One last thing on my mind, so right. Okay. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. We will go over writing application. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. We will definitely go over writing application essays. Again, I'm all about telling the story, having a unique story, and not just listing, oh, I did this, or I did this in college, I did this. Now, tell me a story. I want to know something. Why are you interested in this school? What makes you unique? What have you experienced? So I'm all about sharing your narrative, because your narrative is what sets you apart. The reason, I'll be honest with y'all, and I really want to share this. So when I graduated, when I transferred from UIC, I had a 1.98 GPA, and it was horrible, and I just felt defeated, and I just like, this is not it. I don't know. I was scared to apply and transfer. So I did the semester at community college, and then I ended up applying to my school, Columbia, and they let me in. And they let me in on probation. And my first semester, I ended up getting on the dean's list. It means I had a 3.75 or above. And I say that because sometimes our past does not necessarily determine our future. And I say that because I'm a living witness. I can attest to that. And so, yes, my undergraduate GPA was not super duper high once we factored everything in together, because I was able to like do really well my last 2 years. But I still applied to Pepperdine, and I would have, had I not like believed in myself, I wouldn't have got in. I applied and I still got in. But a lot of that is because I told my story, and my story is my story. And I can't even go into details, but I experienced a lot in my undergraduate years. It's been a trial and error, some ups and downs, but I'm here. And so, like I said, if there's something, and they'll even ask you, are there some extenuating circumstances that we need to know about that's going to impact your, that you would like to let the committee know? If you know that you didn't do well out of a certain class, if you know that you didn't do well, or you were working a lot, right? Because a lot of us work in high school because we got to provide. I will put that in your essay. Like, yes, I've been working hard because I've been taking care of some household bills. If that's your narrative, right? Now, don't make up something, but I'm saying it's okay to be truthful to your narrative. And yeah, 7% is better than 0. Here's the thing. I don't even worry about those numbers. I say that because those are the facts. However, you could very well be one of the 7%. And if it was lower than that, you could be one of the 5%. You just never know. Apply. Yes, we never know unless you take chances. Yes, Pepperdine campus is nice. So I thank you all so much. I didn't know it was gonna be this lively in this chat. I'm so excited, and you all are still on. So yes, so hopefully this won't be the last time I see you all. I'm gonna drop in some of the chats, some of the some of the sessions as well. And I definitely be at the last one. So I'm excited to really just be a part of your journey. Be a part of your journey. Like I say, if you have any questions, my name is Jermaine Pearson, and you can Google me, look me up at Brown's website, and I would love to answer any questions specifically regarding those interested at Brown. Okay. Everything else, if you have any questions regarding just in general regarding college applications, that's why we have these next few sessions for. That's why we have the people here at Get School who are going to help you get to where you want to go. But if you have any specific questions regarding Brown University, I'll be more than willing to answer and filter your questions. I think that is all for today. Miss Jackie, do you have any final words?
Yes, everyone, thank you so much for coming to our launch event. Please, please, please tell all of your friends and join us this Wednesday, October 7th, 4 p.m. Same link. Join us so that we can get you that critical information that you need. Tell everybody that you know that we're doing this. We are here for you because we want you to succeed. Thank you so much for coming out today, and I hope to see you all on Wednesday. I'm going to be there, and I hope you are too. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care.